Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps SRE DevSecOps coach. I have close to 18 plus years of experience working in multiple MNSEs around the globe and having in-depth knowledge of DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. So I would like to introduce you one certification program in a DevOps, and that is we call it DevOps Certified Professional. Now this is a 2 months of program, 25 tools of DevOps you will learn, and apart from that you will also get the access to the LMS, lifetime access to the videos portal. It's a certification program, and you will have 25 assignments and 2 projects along with it. It's a completely weekend program, so here you have classes on Saturday and Sunday. So as part of this course, you will learn multiple things. Here you see that you will learn Linux, AWS, Docker, Jira, Confluence, Python, Git with GitHub, SonarQube, Maven, Gradle, Packer, Artifactory, Selenium, JMeter, Ansible, Kubernetes, Helm, Terraform, Jenkins, Datadog, Splunk, and Neuralink. Now, how do we, apply for this? So how can you reach out to us? So you have a WhatsApp number and email ID. So please reach out to us, and we'll help you to onboard this program. Apart from this DevOps certified professional programs, we are offering other certifications as well in a DevSecOps, SRE, and one of the very comprehensive programs which we have is in Master in DevOps Engineering. Yeah, so feel free to get in touch with us and then enroll for it. Thank you. Okay, so first we'll cover the Maven. So what is Maven? So if I say simply, it's a just a builder tool. Okay, just a build tool. Now, next questions you will ask, why we need this build tool. Okay, so here simple answer. There are things which we do like compilation process. Okay, uh, unit testing process, packaging process, uploading and downloading packages process. So these are the things you do, uploading plus downloading, and these are all the things you do 100 times in a day. Yes, in a day. So what you will do, you will try to automate it, compile, process, unit testing, and all the stuff like you want to do 100 times in a day for the source code. So you want to compile, you want to automate it. Do we have any tools which can automate it compared to in easy way? For example, you don't have to learn Python for this. You don't want to learn Java for this. Okay, so any tools which is helping us to uh, you know help us to automate all these tasks in a short span of time, and easy to learn, easy to debug and all stuff like that. And that is why we need a build tools. Okay, so build tools is basically help us to automate all these processes in easy way, and that's the reason we all are using build. So there are so many build tools we have actually in the this domain. We have and continuous build, we have Maven, we have Gradle, we have Rake. Many tools are there, and we have many tools are there in build tools category. And Maven is very popular for Java project, very popular in Java projects. So any projects which you join enterprises, they'll be having Java projects and they'll be having Maven as a build tool. Make sense, all of you?
Yes, Rajesh.
Okay, so it's a free and open source. Okay, it's a free and open source. Now developed using Java. So because of for Java, I'm primarily built for Java. So developed using Java. So if you want to use Maven, you have to install GDK or something like that. So that is something which you have to do. So now next question is how to install Maven. Okay, how to install Maven. So here, first thing you have to install JDK. That is the first thing. Second thing is you have to have a Maven download, extract, set in the path. That's all. These are the three things you have to do. So where to do that? So you can do in Linux and Windows both. That's up to you. But for this session, I'll use Windows because most of you for development you are using Windows only. So let me show you first JDK. So just type Java install DevOps code. So here in one page only, you will have this one, this utility. You see here, Java installation guide. Now these are the package. Now here is OpenJDK package. So OpenJDK is easy to use compared to Oracle, which you have to register, download and all. So use the OpenJDK. Look at this 20, 19, 19, 18 and so on. I will suggest to go for 11. Yeah. So Java development is happening at a very fast phase, but software is not getting migrated on that very fast phase. So go for 11. Here it is. Okay, so you can download for Windows. It's a zip file, tarball, tarball. All this thing you have it here. Okay, so you can go for this. Now I have done it already just to save time. It's in my desk. So where exactly that is? So C drive. So C drive and tools. If you go for it and then Java, here you have 8, 11 and it's a JRE. So this is the one I needed. So I downloaded it from that website, JDK, and then extract it and send the path. Now this environment is a Java home, okay, and this bin directory, this one you have to set in the path environment variable. Let me show you my environment variable. Here if you have, see Java home and it's 11, see, and then if you see the path edit and somewhere if you see here, look at this bin directory. So these two things I've done it. If you, most of you must be knowing about it. If you don't know, then it'll be in the recording, so you can do that. So Java is done. After that, what you need to do with the Maven? So Maven also you have to do the same thing. Download, extract, set in the path. So let me show you. Maven download, enter here. Download this one or this one. One is zip file, one is tarwall. Both are okay. Don't download source code. You have to compile it. So this is the Maven Apache. I have already done so. Let me show you. So go to Map Tools and here it is. Okay. So this is, you have to download and extract it. I typically keep everything at the C Tools location, so that way I remember that. So you can follow this process if you like it. And in terms of environment variable, you have to add that this directory, bin directory in the path environment variable. So if you go here, path, edit, and see here. So this is the way you can install Maven. Are you understanding, all of you? Any questions, any doubts? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay. So now how do we verify after this? So you have to verify. So type first Java hyphen version and see here 11 and where Java. This is the Windows command, by the way. Which Java is Linux command? So you can see that here. This is the executable. It should come java.exe and Maven mvn hyphen version, and this is the Maven version. See it here. This is the version. This is a home directory, and they're using this Java version and all kind of things. Okay, so where Maven mvn will get in the, this is the Maven directory. So yeah, so installation done. Okay, so what next? So what I have told you so far, I told you what is Maven, why Maven, what are the other tools, how to install Maven. So are you comfortable? Hello?
Oh, yes, Rajesh.
Okay. So now next thing is I want to show you one image. If you look at this image, okay, look at this. This is a comparison between Ant and Maven. In fact, Ant you can replace with MS build, same output will be there. Now, how do we get started? How do we get started with Maven? So first thing, you have to have a project. Now, if you see that everything, look at it very carefully. Everything in Maven is automated. Everything in Maven is automated. Are you able to see that?
Yeah.
See here. So in Maven, if you want to create a project directory structure, automated. Build preparation, automated. Library dependencies, that means if you have some packages down dependency, downloading and all, it is automated. Compilation, automated. Testing, automated. Packaging, automated. Versioning, automated. Deployment, automated. Site generation, automated. So everything you see, cleanup also automated. Everything is automated. Okay. Whereas in other tools like Ant, Maven, and all, sorry, in other tools like Ant and MS Build, everything you manual. That means what I'm trying to say here, Maven has automated everything for you. Okay, and that is what I'm trying to teach you. So here, because Maven has automated everything first, so I will teach you how can you use Maven rather than how to write a code in Maven. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Yeah. So start with name, that has to be manual only. All the Maven script, Maven code is getting stored in the pom.xml, which I'll talk about it. So let's start with the project directory structure, automated way, and then followed by everything. So let's understand this. So Maven is saying only one thing. Maven is saying, hey, if you follow my procedures, which I set it up, then I will automate everything for you. But if you don't follow my process set, then you'll have to write your code. So here, if you look at this, in this first step which you have is project directory structure. So what I'll do, I don't know any commands for the sake of it, and I'll just type mbn. Mbn is a command line, mbn. And if I type mbn, build is failed, that's okay. And you should read this one carefully. So here if I type build is failed, scanning for project. So it was looking for the project. It is empty directory, you know that. Now here it says, hey, you have not specified any goal for this build. Okay. So question is, what is goal? You must specify valid life cycle phases. So what is life cycle phase? Right? Here it says for goal. Okay, format it should be in this way or this way or this way, like this. What is plugin in this case? Here available lifecycle phases are this one. Okay, so the problem is you need to understand what is goal, what is lifecycle, and what is plugin. So let's understand this. Lifecycle means what? So I am not having idea, so I'll just go for Maven life cycle. Enter this, and here you have this. Let's try to understand the meaning of life cycle. Look at my screen, all of you. Life cycle means something from start to end. Correct? If you look at this human life cycle, here we are comfortable with it. Human life cycle, we know that. Now we are, see, after that you die, become old and die, then you cannot born yourself. That's under control by God. But let me ask you one thing, very simple question. Can you become young without being born? Tell me. Suddenly you become young. You coming up with the young. So can you do that, all of you? All of you? Or can you die without born? Can you become a kid without born? Tell me. Can you do that?
No.
So there is a life cycle and there is a rule also. So these are the phases we call, right? This, you're a kid, you are a teen, you are a mid, and you are an old person. These are the phases of life. So same way in software development also we have a life cycle. Phases of software development. That means phase of software. Phases of software. So first the phases will come like analysis, design, development, testing, deployment, maintenance. Correct? No? These are the phases of life cycle of the project software. Correct? Right?
Rajesh.
So same way in Maven we have a build life cycle. Yes, build life cycle. That means life cycle for building any project. What is the life cycle? So build life cycle in Maven for managing what? Software build process. So life cycle, when you say here, I'm talking about the build life cycle. Okay, build life cycle includes what? So build life cycle include here, if you see, validate, initialize, and all this thing I'll talk about in some time phases. So this is the life cycle. So rules of life cycle is like that. See, in the software you cannot develop without deploy without testing. Without testing you cannot develop. Without, you cannot do the development without design. You cannot do the design without analysis. These all are interdependent. So same way, in Maven we have a life cycle for managing the build projects. Are you understanding, all of you? So now life cycle, you understand this? Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Now next thing is, then you'll ask Rajesh, okay, life cycle means there has to be phases also. So what are the phases we have in the life cycle? What are the phases? So now I'll show you the phases we have. This one, look at this. These are the phases. Validate, initialize, generate source, blah 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 blah. Here you have these many phases. Last one is deploy. So some of the popular phases I'll talk about it here. Compile, okay, and then here you have compile, here you have a test, here you have package, here you have install, and here you have deploy. So these are the, you understand that very easily, don't you? What do you say? These are the phases of build life cycle for any project in the software domain. Are you understanding, all of you? Hello?
Yeah,
Won't
Rajesh.
have any failures, Rajesh, in between the phases.
Failures will be here also, here also, here also, here also, here also. That's the results. Compile failed, compile success. Test failed, test success. Package failed, package success. Install, deploy, same way. So these are the phases.
Okay.
So now you know what in the Maven, this is called default phase for any projects. That means this is the default phase, but we human have only one life cycle. But in a software Maven project, we have a three life cycle. Let me show you here. Look at this. Three life cycle: default life cycle, which I was showing you here, and clean life cycle and site life cycle. For every project, a default life cycle get applied. Clean on site also you can use it. So clean, you have how many phases? Look at this: pre-clean, clean, and post-clean. Site, we have a pre-site, sites, post-site, and site deploy. Those are not important right now. The default is very important. So these are the default one. Are you understanding, all of you? Okay. Now next thing is the rules. You remember that, right? Rules, you remember that. Start with the compile. You cannot test the project without compile. You cannot package without test. You cannot install without package. You cannot deploy without install package and all. So if you call this one, everything else will happen. If you call install, these all things happen. If you call package, these all things happen. If you call test, in compile will also happen. Are you understanding this flow, logical flow?
Yes, Rajesh.
Okay, so the question is, this is my project. How to bring the project into packaging phase? That means I want to package my software. So theoretically, it should compile, test, and package. Correct? So how do we call? Which mantra I should use it so you will take the project to the packaging phase? So then that mantra we call it a goal. So fortunately, the goal is matching with the phases also. Name is matching. Don't get confused, but goal is different, phase is different. So here it's matching. Okay. So goal is nothing but the way to reach to that phase of software, and phases is nothing but the phases of life cycle of the manage for the software projects. Are you understanding, all of you? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so now you understood this life cycle, then you understand the goal and phases. Three things you understood this. Now what is a plugin? So let's understand this way. So the Maven, or by the way, nowadays every software is being developed like that. Maven is developed based on the plugins. That means you can enable and disable the feature based on your will. Okay, let's say you want Maven 10 features, install 10 plugins, 20 features, 20 plugins, like that. So these plugins is nothing but a jar file in a simple way. These each jar file consists of one feature actually. So here you have a two kind of plugins in Maven. One is a core plugin and one is a community plugin. So core plugin, you will get a default actually. You will get a default. Community plugin, you can download the jar file and then copy paste in the Java AXT live directories, or Maven live directory, and it will, you can install it. Simple. So I'm talking about the core plugin. So core plugin is nothing but like there is one plugin named compiler, and this is the plugin name. Okay, and this plugin name, they have a main function. This is called compile. Okay, and then you have this compiler. There's a version also, 1.23, like this, something like this. So this is the kind of, this is the name of the plugin, and this is the version of plugin, and the main method which you call it is compile. and this compile is matching. That means here goal is powered by plugin. Understood? Goal is powered by plugin. That means whatever the features of the goal you have, goal the one which you see here, this is coming from the different kind of plugins which you have. If you want to understand, look at this format. So here you have, carefully look at it, this one. So what we have, plugin group ID, artifact ID. I'll discuss plugin group ID and artifact ID, and version, and then goal, colon goal. So here this is the format in which you have. Are you understanding now goal and plugin relationship? So that means any features which you are getting in the Maven is because of plugins, and this plugin, calling the plugin is called goal, and that goal fortunately matching with the phases, so you will not get confused. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes.
Good. So now so you understood this. Now let's understand some of the terminologies in the Maven also. Maven project. Okay. So here all the configurations is stored in the pom.xml. What is a pom.xml? So I don't know how many of your tools you know that. Every build tools have their own main file. Like Ant we have a build.xml, Maven we have a pom.xml. Okay. In this file you have all the details, configuration detail for the projects. So for example, there'll be one section which you call group ID. Okay, group ID. There'll be one called artifact ID. Artifact ID. There'll be one called version. There's a packaging type. All this thing will be there. So what is the group ID? What is artifact ID? First thing. So let's discuss in terms of Microsoft. Microsoft is a company who develop a software. They have a one software which is called Office, and they have a multiple module for it. So for example, what module you have, Excel module you have, and PowerPoint you have, slides they have, I'll just call it slides. Okay, so all this thing you have it. So if you ask an enterprise architect how do they design this packaging structure, remember that I'm talking about a packaging structure. Packaging structure. So when I say packaging structure, that have you seen any programming language, the first line, which is like this, and maybe this. Have you seen this? Package com.xyz.chat or package. Have you seen this in any programming languages?
Yes.
Java. Hmm. So what is the meaning of this? So meaning, it will be on the top. Okay. Meaning of this is that the code which I'm writing, which is a class file which I'm writing, Raju. Okay. This Raju class file, okay, it should be stored in the com directory, inside that subdirectory xyz, inside that chat directory, and inside that Raju dot class file, something like that. And what is the meaning of import? So import means you are telling, hey, I want to use this functionality and then extend from here, extend from Raju and create one Raju 1111. That means you are importing this package which is located in the com directory, inside that xyz directory, inside the chat directory, inside that Raju file you have it, and then you create a new file from this. So you are extending the feature from Raju to new Raju 111 like this. This is a packaging structure, and this is a reusing the code which is already created. Are you understanding, all of you?
Can you
Okay.
repeat that?
So now, let me show you rather than talking. Get any projects, you let's say GitHub and Java example projects. This is the one. Let me see. So go to Java programming, some sample projects, and here you have so many files actually. NetChat Java. Let's check it out. So this is the server component, and go to src. See, this is the directory src chat and chat.server. See here. Here there is no directory under src. There was no subdirectory. Only chat was there. So here you only use the chat. But my case, if you have a here chat.xyz, then multiple directory, then you will write like this. Understood now? You had only chat subdirectory, then you will write here. If
Yeah.
this Java file is inside multiple directory, you will write chat.xyz and also. Understood?
Yeah.
Now
You,
this
you don't you
you
don't need to go to that directory. Or what? Go one directory below. Then you write import
no
chat.
source code, you have a directory called chat. This is the main coding directory, and inside the chat, and inside the chat there's no directory, they copied inside here only. That's the reason packaging structure they named it chat only. this
Okay.
this if you have a multiple directory, then chat dot like that. So this is the packaging structure. Now they are using this, they are writing this package chat which they are writing, but if you see that they're extending from other classes also. So instead of writing the every code, they are copying this java.awt, this class, there's another swing class and there's another class, and then they will extend the feature from here. Okay, are you understanding?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the packaging structure. So if you're a Microsoft guy, how do you package structure? So you will write something like that: Microsoft dot Office, something like this, Office, and dot Word, or Word you will not. Okay, this is the one. And so what is the this is one? So you are, or maybe you can add something like software, something like this. You will add it. So this directory structure, the root directory structure, is called group ID. That means it's a group. And now here word is equal to artifact, your software, artifact ID. So this is your group ID, this is your artifact ID. So if you want to call someone, so it will call microsoft.software.office.word. Here in this example, this is a chat, means only artifact ID, no group. There's no multiple software, so it's only small software. So they use it like that. Understood now?
So this Microsoft, this Windows is like similar to the Regedit structure, right, Rajesh? Whatever we.
No, this is not related to Microsoft and Java. This is a packaging structure for your software development. It's a
I see.
coding practices. You see coding practices.
Okay.
Okay. So now in pom.xml, you will see the group ID. That means you are defining that which project you will have the structure, what structure you will have, where the source code will be there, and what artifact ID will be there. Now version, in Maven we have two kind of version. One is snapshot, and one is release version. So now we'll say what is snapshot. So snapshot is like a non-stable code, and release is like a stable code which is released to the market. So whenever you see that non-stable code, you will have hyphen snapshot in capital added. But if you see the release, then it will be like this. Okay, so this is the version. Now in Maven, packaging are supported like var file, jar file, EAR file, file, and pom, and all stuff like that. So these are the packaging. So now you understood that all the configurations is being stored for the Maven project is pom.xml, and directory structures will be defined by group ID, and artifact ID versioning will be having this standard, and packaging this. So yes, that's all you wanted to understand. Now come back to this section. This section. That means everything should be automated. So now you are asking, okay, I understood what is a life cycle. That means life cycle Maven has has converted, is a process oriented. So Maven says, hey, follow the life cycle. Don't don't create your own life cycle. See here, uh, understand in the simple way. If I ask you to write your own software, then you will write your own logic. Think about simple way. If I ask you to write your software, you will use your own logic. We have 13 people. 13 people will also use your own logic. But what about if I say, hey, I'm setting up a process, and as part of this process you will keep the source code here, build here, configuration file here, and these are the commands. Automatically if you run, it will do the rest of the things. So here you are following the process, right? So same way Maven helps. Maven has a certain process. which if you follow, then you do everything is automated. If you don't follow, then again customization will come into the picture. So here that's the reason they said, hey, we will have a life cycle. Life cycle convert to multiple phases. For each phases for the project, you have a goal to reach out to this, and then everything you can automate it. So now the question is how can we create a project directory a structure automated way? This structure not only I am creating it, but I am following it, but whole world is following the same structure. Okay, so which command we have for that? So now the command is, I need to search for it. Maven command is plugin is everything is powered by plugin, right? So plugin is archetype plugin. Okay, CL. I'm looking for commands but not able to get it. So let me copy it from there. That's it. Because it said the slides, but I don't want to go into that. This is the command line. Okay, I'll explain it to you. Don't worry about that. So here, so I told you everything in Maven is powered with plugins. We discussed that one. Here we discuss everything. So in order to create a directory structure, mind it, in order to create a directory structure for the Maven supported projects, automated way, you have a plugin. What plugin? So the plugin is archetype plugin, and the goal name is generate. This is the one, and this is what I was showing you. If you remember that, here also. See here, this is a plugin generate. But the problem with this plugin, let me hold on a second. I'll explain to you this command. So the problem is, if you type this command, okay, then it will ask you so many options. What option they'll ask you? They'll say, hey, what is your project ID, group ID? What is artifact ID? What is the version? What is the packaging? What is the name? This, that, what is the website? So many things they'll ask you. But I don't want to provide one by one. So here what we are doing, here look at this very carefully. Here this code, you look at it very carefully. Here I'm providing the group ID is this one. Look at this. Artifact ID, financial services. Artifact ID, architect type, artifact ID, Maven archetype quick start. Now, what is the Maven archetype quick start? So if you see that here, there is a multiple types of Java projects you can create it. So some Java projects you can create for the core Java, some from J2E, some from mobile development, some from Maven plugin development. So many Spring development. So lots of types of projects you can create it structure. So right now I'm just going for simple one, Java core Java, which is this Maven archetype quick start. And rest of the option I'm saying, hey, don't ask me, let it be default set. That's all. So this command will help me to create directory structure automated way. Are you understanding, all of you? All of you?
Is this mainly for the Java projects, Rajesh?
Yes, only for Java project.
Okay.
Enter. You can use for the .NET also, but primarily for Java. For .NET, some custom programming you have to do.
And Python also we can use it? No, we cannot use it.
Gradle you can use. Okay, there is some error here. Cancel this. Just hold on. My environment is little customized. So let me fix that one issues. Where is it, please? I'm doing it. You will not face these issues because I have done it. You will understand this part which I'm modifying in Artifactory session actually. Yeah, done. Okay, so now there's some setting. I will rerun, okay? Mm, there is some problem in this. I wrongly modified the setting.xml, which is a configuration file. Now there is no error. So now, oh, there's error, which is 39. And 222. Wrongly I modified blindly, resulted in that error. Yeah. So now here if you see what we are doing, project a directory structure in a certain format, certain skeleton I'm creating, and it's done. So this command has created, let me show you. Three. Look at this. So now one directory got created, financial service. What is that? So if you match this with artifact ID here, and then they are saying source code. Inside that there are two types of source code. Main, this is the place where the software product functionality will be there, and here test code will go here. So main, Java, com, company, software. So this is structure. So com dot company name software. Why? So if you see that here, com dot company name dot software, and here under this your source code will be there. Under this your software will be there. So can I show you that physically? See the source, main source code, test source code, main, Java, com, company name, software, and here is your source code. So now one of the steps which I did is creating a directory structure for the automated way. This thing you will do very first day of your project. Okay, if you are starting a new project, then you will do this one, and you will create a skeleton, and this skeleton you push commit into the GitHub, and now programming team will go to this directory and write a code for soft product, and testing team will go to this directory and write a source testing code for this product. Understood now, all of you? Hello, 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 I'm audible?
Yeah,
mm,
Rajesh, I think
oh,
you can repeat the
okay.
step one more time. Yes.
Yeah. So now this command I run it. This will create a skeleton for the project very first day, and this skeleton we all as a programmer will follow and test engineers will follow. Here is your pom.xml which contains the configuration of Maven. And now if you see that here, whatever you provide through command line, here you see provided group ID, artifact ID. So here you just ignore this 4 line. This is for XML standard. So this one also. So your group ID is this one, artifact ID, default packaging is jar. Here you can var, EAR, pom you can give it. This is the version which is snapshot of by default, project name and your company website and all you can do that. Now this project is dependent on this project. That means if you want to build this project, you have to have this project uh, in your repository, which I'll discuss sometime. Just give me some time. Okay, so this is done. So first step, which I did, project directory structure automated way created. Are you okay with it?
Yeah.
All of you?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Now, how do you do the compile, testing, packaging, versioning, deployment, all this thing? So I think you know that. So here, all this goal I told you, these goals you call it, and it will take the project to the compile phase or test or package or install. So let me first do one thing. Let me do programming first. So I'm acting like a developer and doing some programming. So go here and started doing writing some fake code. This is the some example hello world code. So here app one. So remember that here you have two code now, and here I'll just modify this one also. Done. So I have written a code same way testing team will write a code there in the test directory. And now you should come to this place where the pom.xml is there. Open up a command line and just type mbn compile. So compile is a goal name, but it will take the current project into the compiled phase. That's all. So easy. Everything is processed. That means Maven understand which place you have a source code, which place you have a test code. Everything is process driven. And now you see the compilation is happening. Now this is the plugin, version of plugin, and these are the goal name which will be getting called. Now there is a failure. So what is a failure? So here the failure is there's some code which I have. This plugin was the plugin which I used it, which was compiler plugin, which is required Java 8, but I use Java 11. So this is a very popular issues in the versioning of Java, not Maven. So if you search for this one, this error, you will get a solution quickly. So go to the Google, and this is the and put it in some content like this one in your pom.xml. So here it will, you should read this, but I'm not reading because you'll get more confused. So here carefully I put it up this one. So here we are informing the compiler plugin, hey, use 1.8 only during the compilation, not go for the 1.11. So my set is 1.11, but I'm asking to use 1.8. Why? Because this compiler which was built on 1.8, it has not been redeveloped in 11. So like that. So yeah, now compile one more time. And you see here, if you notice that there's one directory extra got created which is called target directory, build success. And you should read all this message very carefully, don't ignore it, you will build understanding. So everything which Maven is doing in the target directory. So click class com, company name, software, and there's a two class. So if you remember that there were two source code, I got the two classes done. So work is completed. Now if you want to clean this whole things again, so just type mbn clean, and then target directory will be deleted actually. So next time if you compile again, it will compile in the target directory. Are you understanding, all of you? All
What
of
is the
you?
output you're getting after you do the compile, Rajesh? You're getting in a
Com
ZAR file
Java
or
file, Java file, if you compile .java, you will get a java.class, right? I mean, file name.class file, right? Correct
Okay.
now? See here, I showed you classes, no? Go to here. See this class, this class. Correct now? So you got this compile. Now what next? I want to do the test. For testing, you need to have a test code. So here I have a one sample test code which was given by Skeleton itself. Here I don't want to complicate. This is sample hello world test. So can we only one test case is there. So what to do? Maven test. Now when you call Maven test, remember that it will compile also because the rule. So understand this way. So here test, I did this. And done.
Rajesh, one quick question.
Hmm.
Here, where is the actual Java code? Where did we get it? Did we get it from the Git or?
See what I did. Think in this way. Think in this way. Very first day of your project. Very first day of your project. What you do? You create a skeleton in your laptop. That's called
Mhm.
project directory structure created for your project. After that, this skeleton which you created, I showed you on the command line. This is skeleton. You will commit to GitHub. Understood now? Now, third day, all developers will write a code. Developers will write a code inside this directory. Test team will write a code inside this directory, and they'll keep committing it. Before committing, they have to do certain things. They have to compile, whether it's compiling or not. They'll be testing, they'll be packaging, and they'll installing and checking that if it is working or not. Make
So,
sense?
what is there to compile? There is no code. There is no code to test it. What are we comparing here?
Good question. But I think you forgot this directory where I wrote the code in front of you, this file.
Uh,
Got it?
yeah, yeah.
So you are writing, you are looking for the code. Here I have a two code. Here in real time, 500 codes will be there. Each developers will write a code, and this code, whatever the code you have in this directory, will be compiled. That's the reason I saw two Java file, two class file. Now let me show you the test file also. Test file, how many test file you have? Right now we have only one. So I should show you only one class file for testing. So under target, test classes, company name, software. See, understood now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so this skeleton every developers will follow. They will write a code here. Testing team will write a code here, and everyone will do compile, test, package, install, deploy. That's all. Are you understanding? Hello. So now I did the test, and if you see the test has compile also somewhere here, and then after one test cases and success, I showed you the test cases. Now next time which I want to do package. So what is a
Right.
package?
Raj, this test, what you're doing is just like a simple test, or like, if it calls from HTTPS or all those things.
Your voice is breaking.
So there will be only one test cases you will return, right? If you write multiple test cases, if it fails even one test cases, you won't be able to go to the next phase, right? Is that correct?
No, not like that. It will, if you, that's what I'm saying. Here I have a two test cases I create. I mean, sorry, software code I created. So it will compile whatever it can compile, and then whichever not compile, it will fail this. So same way, test cases also, if it is failing, it will fail some of this and some of this. It's a compilation, test code compilation actually. See, before that, you need to understand a little bit of Java. So what happens? This is you, okay? Understand that. And this is you. You write software in Java, okay? Understand this. let's say you are a development team. Okay, I understood that, and you write a code in .java. After that, what you do, you build it. Build means compilation. So you compile this project in .class. Now this .class you run, and then you get a software. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, Java code is being written, I'm converting into class, not running it, not a get a software. Now you're a QA team. You are a QA team. So what you will do, same process you will do. You will write a Java code for testing the software. Then you'll have to compile. So you'll get a class file. And then you run, then testing will happen. And then validate a software. Validate a software. Understood now?
Yeah, Rajesh, what is the file you get for software? Like, the .java, .class, and for software, what is the file you get? Just in case.
This is the file, class file.
Okay. Okay.
Got it? In Java, it's like it's a compiled language, but in Python, you don't have to have this complexity. Directly Python only.
Sure. Okay.
So now, so what I did testing also here. Now I'll do the package. So nothing great. I just need to run Maven package, enter. That's all. So now what will happen? Package will compile also, then test also, and then package also. While packaging, they will use the packaging type. Look at this here, packaging type jar, and this is the version. Okay. So let me see the packaging type. So here, target still has not come. Let's check it out. Now it's running. See here, packaging jar. Wait for it, and done. So guys, here we have got a packages. Now validate this packages. See here, this is the package. Now this package you will deploy, you can run. So here now this is the package. How to run it? So how to run jar file? Simple. And answer is here. Understood now? So if you want to run any software, Java software jar file, Java jar, that's a jar. And if you want to run class file, Java and the directly class name. Simple. Make sense? Okay. So now what we did look at the flow here. Come back to this. So what we did, if you look at this project, directory structure automated way, compilation done automated way. I did not do any coding and all. Testing done automated way, packaging done automated way, versioning, you saw that snapshot versioning and all, and all this thing. Cleanup also automated way, Maven clean, and this is Maven. So that means every time you change the software, the place we have a pom.xml, you have to do everything. Clear, all of you?
This packaging, Rajesh, whenever you do packaging, right, the versioning will be happen automatically, right? Because every time
No, this
packaging
you have
gets
to, you're a programmer, so you can change this. Every time you want to change the packaging, you can change 1, 3,
version.
4.
Is it
Yeah.
manual?
This versioning creation, I mean, inserting is manual, but creation of the package version is automated. Here you see, it's automated.
Okay. So in case if I forget to add that file, will the packaging will be get
Same version will be replaced. Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so now next thing is one of the most important features. So now you saw that how this Maven can automate. Now next thing is Maven has one very important feature, and for that everyone loves the Maven, and that feature we have, it's called dependency management system. Dependency management system. What is a dependency management system? So let me tell you here. So understand in this simple way. Let's say project. Do you know this one? This one, correct? This part. So project is dependent on, understand this way, dependent on on X element or X jar file. So what you have to do, project is dependent on X jar file. So what do you need to do? You need to copy this X jar file in the Java location or Maven location. Then only you will have that dependency. So that's a manual. You have to do that. But Maven can do this for us. Yes, Maven can download, mind it here, Maven can download dependent libraries, xjar file. Now the question is how it works. Let me explain it to you. So here what happens, first thing, look at this here. If any dependencies that is there in your project, you have to specify in Maven this section, dependency is the multiple dependency and dependency. Here is a group ID, artifact ID, version ID, and scope is test. That means this jar file will be loaded during the testing only. Okay, so here, how come these dependencies are there? So if you see that code of test code, let me show you the test code. This is sample code actually. Look at this test code. In this code, if you look at this, they're importing this jar file. Which jar file? JUnit. See, and then after importing, they're writing a class and extending from the test cases, which is here. That means this jar file should be there in the class path. It should be loaded in the runtime environment, Java runtime. If you don't load this jar file, then it will not run. This class compilation will fail actually. That is a problem. So what to do? So Maven will help us in this. So you specify this dependency for this particular project just like this, and you can specify multiple dependencies also like this. You can add it. Okay. So specify the dependency, and now the flow you need to understand very carefully. Okay, so first of all, Maven, when you run any commands, Maven test, Maven compile, Maven package, whatever it is, Maven will read this pom.xml. Okay, in the pom.xml they read the dependency. Okay, read a dependency, and after that, once they read it, before compiling it, what they do, they go and check in the local repo. The question is, what is a local repo? So they check that and then try to load that file, this JUnit file in this case, in my case, they'll try to load from the local repo. Now question is, what is a local repo? Guys, just mute yourself if you're not talking. Prabhat, you can mute yourself. Yeah. So here, so Maven, any command you run, it read the pom.xml, read the dependencies, the one which is here, okay, and then check in the local repo if it is there. So here, if you see that local repo, what is a local repo? So let me show you. Every time this machine user home dot m2 will be a local repo. Look at this here, m2 repository. This is your local repo. Okay, so flow is very simple. Now let's say if it is not finding in the local repo, so how to search? Maven is searching for the local repo. So let's read the code here. Group name is JUnit, artifact ID JUnit 3.8.1. So look at this here. Go to this is the local repo, JUnit 3.8.2. This is the jar file. See, the jar file is located here. So if what happens, if the jar file is located, then if yes, check in class path, set in a class path, set that jar file in class path, so it will not have a runtime failure. Let's say if it's not in that locations, then what happens? Maven check the central repo. Then you will ask, what is central repo? So central repo is a public repo. Anyone can go and automatically Maven download it from there. So if it's not there here in this directory, then go to the central repo. What is the central repo? Let me type it. Maven central repository and this place. This is also okay, but it's a different site. And repos.maven. This is central repo. Now Maven, what they will do, Maven download from here. So search for JUnit and then JUnit and then 3.8.2. Look at this. So it will go to central repo and download from central repo. Okay, this is central repo to local repo, and then if then set in the classroom and say class path. Sorry, class path. Are you understanding, all of you? All of you? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is what it happens. So you will ask Rajesh, what about I have some project and some dependencies are there for jar file, and that jar file is not in local, not in central, but it's in private repository like Artifactory, Nexus. So what to do? So that place we need to set up a private repository. I'll teach you in the Artifactory class. Okay, so remember that. So let me show you the demo for this. So here I'll go for, I'll delete this repository JUnit from the local. Okay, I deleted in front of you, and now I will again run ambient test. Why ambient test? Because this will be loaded only during the test phase here. So let it load it, and you see here JUnit got created, and now you see downloading has happened. So let me show you here. See, you got it. Understood now all this flow? So you remember that Maven is having dependency management inbuilt. So Maven can read the pom.xml to read the dependencies. Dependent libraries they will check in the local repository. If it is found, then set in the class path and do the compilation, testing, packaging, whatever it is. If not found, they will download from central repo to the local repo and set in the path and then use the compilation, testing, packaging, all this stuff. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yeah, Raj.
Yeah. So this is Maven, guys. You need to know this much of only for time being till you start working on it. Then you will understand. So what to do, I'll tell you. First thing, what we covered, what is Maven? Is a build tool. Why we need a Maven? So because we want to automate all the process for build. We don't want to write a code for it. So use Maven. Maven says, if you follow my process, I will automate everything for you. Simple. So that's the reason we love Maven. So how to install Maven? So you have to install Java and then Maven. I showed you that process. After that, how to validate, and after that, you have to start from first, very first, how to create a directory structure. So I showed you that command. You will remember that in recording will be there. Then after that, I did some coding sort of it. I created some fake Java files and then compile it using Maven compile, test using Maven test, Maven packages. I did that, and then I showed you how the Maven is working for a dependency management system. So it is inbuilt features which will help you. So these are the things which we have in Maven to get started with it. Any questions so far?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Uh,
So it just looks like ordinary Windows packager tool. So I mean, just trying to understand
It's
what
not a
is.
Windows. It you can use in the Linux also.
Yeah. So looks like it's step-by-step packaging tool.
Yeah.
Is this anything
No,
like
I
that?
told you, no, this flow life cycle management. So Maven is a life cycle management for the build process. So here there is structure defined in Maven, and just you follow the structure, the one which I was showing you all the time, and then compile, test, package, install, deploy. Install and deploy, I did not do that because for that you need to have Artifactory. I'll discuss in the Artifactory session.
Okay.
so, Rajesh, after successful build creation, there should be EAR, WAR files should be created, right? Where are those files?
So here this you specified jar right now. It can be EAR or it can be WAR file. So whatever that packaging type you suggest, it will create. In my case, I specify jar. So here jar is there.
Oh,
Okay.
Got
If you want to see example of, let me show you Maven example pom.xml var file with var package. Right. I think Google will not give you fast results, but ChatGPT is superb nowadays. So see, yeah, same thing, only the packaging type will change. Look at this. And here you see only this line. Got it?
yes, yes.
Yeah. More questions, guys?
If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.